Welcome everyone to this afternoon's Shotsukihoyo service for the month of February. We also welcome Reverend Dennis Fujimoto, who will be officiating the service today and delivering the Dharma message. We will begin the service with quiet meditation. Sensei will ring the bell to begin meditation and will end with the bell. Please join in Gassho.
Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida.
Our opening gata this morning will be out of the white book, We Are One, on page 150. And please remain standing for the three treasures. Page 150. Purple Book, page 9. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth.
I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of great enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we submerge in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in great assembly as the disciples of Buddha, and be free from all hindrances, become units of true accords.
And those family members and relatives and friends who are observing today's Shotsukihoyo, please come forward to a shoko as the names are read, the honorees. The February honorees are Kiyo Yamamoto, Yoshinobu Ito, Tomie Wakayama, Robert Otani, Yoshio Otani, Virgil Bob Crossler, Masahiko Fujihara, Kushino Fuji, Alice Isai Hamamoto, Ito, Sugesaburo Ito, Frank S. Karahara, Kanemi Ono, Isaburo Kobayashi, Some Kobuke, George Masami Miyano, Kinbe Okazaki, Elaine Shigeko Otani, Iwakichi Sunigawa, Teru Tsujihara, Katsunichi Wakayama, Haruko Tsurumoto, Masakazu Ishii, Kyo Yamamoto, Yoshinobu Ito, Tomoe Wakayama, Robert Otani, Kiyoshi Otani, Kim, George Kim, Chitaro Yamamoto, Amy Wada Nichols, Hatsumi Wada, Yen Tubu, Mio Masaoka, Isako Tsujihara, Masao Matsumoto, Mac Tabata, Eiko Baba, Yoneji Matsumoto, Roy Morikawa, Mary Kawahara. Thank you. Sensei will now start with the Sambujo on page 24 of the Purple Book and continue with the Sutra chanting Amida Kyo on page 103 of the Purple Book. Sanjubo, page 24, followed by Amida Kyo, page 103.
Oh
Today, on this occasion of the Shotsuki service for the month of February, the members of our temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Butsu, Namo Hoyo, Namo Soul. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 今後にあり釈迦釈衆名の二言直視地中蓮華大名者臨小式小公大式陽公釈式釈公白式白公金陽公決者利法極楽極道長寿行政武力将軍武者利法義部国土調査天閣黄金二次昼夜六時二遊曼荼羅渓広告春長同意昇誕各義英国上修行下空量他法十万六分即位直帰戦闘本国本直教業者利法極楽極道長寿行政空六将軍仏師者利法金国上部数十奇妙雑式師匠百国楽法武者利家領賓学名師長聖書宗書長夜六時水和下本公文延長高根国力士母大文発祥道文行税東方合同修正門税四に大質念仏年法年相者利法上物意識長実税財法少々少位者が義務国土無三幕主者利法道部国土上部三幕増資料魔教実聖書宗長改正阿弥陀仏上領温泉流園芸調査者利法義部国土義父水道情報50十ラモ水味妙門異妙楽千十角同時空差門税恩者大事年上念仏年法年相死死者利法道国土長寿行税空六将軍ナ
will now deliver today's Dharma message for Shotsukihoyo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be back at Enmanji again. So, seeing all my good friends up here. Today I thought I'd talk about humility and bowing. Kalyana Mitra is a Sanskrit word, and it means good friends. Kalyana Mitra. But it means more than just a good friend. It means a teacher, a guide, assisting us along our path to awaken. Could be a person, or it could be a happening, maybe an illness, or an accident, or a burden, or something we have to endure. Kalyana Mitra. We become fully aware of our limitations when we reach these barriers, something difficult to endure, and we're not sure, can I make it, can I do it or not? So we become aware of our limitations. So often this might be when we confront a death, someone close to us, or our own death. And at that moment, at that time, we become humble. But without guidance, a good teacher, Kalyana Mitra, maybe we get to our humility and we see it as another success that I made it. And we become arrogant again. Hopefully, we arrive at humility and we're able to pause there, right there. Today, I just want to share some of my reflections, things happening all around. Recently, I had meetings and occasion to talk to some of our Bay District ministers and other ministerial friends, and talking about things going on around the country. ICE, murders, protests, activism. We had a lot going on in larger cities here and there. Just yesterday, protesting what the ICE agents are doing. And there's a lot of outrage. People lining the streets, cameras in their hands, tears in their eyes. And elsewhere in America, we have the Buddhist Theravada monks on their walk, right? Peace walks. They have their dog, Aloka the peace dog. And you see pictures of the monks walking single file, going down the roadway, and there too, people lining the streets, cameras, and tears, right? So we have these two different scenes that are going on. We might be on one channel, look at this, or maybe on our phones, we look at another channel, and we see the monks walking. Some of them are barefooted. Some of them have Hoka tennis shoes, just like we do. Yeah. Maybe 20 years ago, Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, "Peace is every step. Walk peacefully, walk happily. Our walk is a peace walk." When you walk with mindfulness, you set an example for everyone who sees you, even if you don't realize it. Together, without effort, we create more of an atmosphere of peace and happiness. So one of the leaders of this walk, the monks walking, Bhikkhu Pannakara, and he's just 44 years old, from a monastery in Texas. And he says, we walk not to protest, but to awaken the peace that already lives within each of us. Peace is not a concept, but a personal, daily responsibility that begins within oneself. So tomorrow is the 100th day of their walk, a total of 2,300 miles from Texas to Washington, D.C. Mindfulness, peace, human connection. And their goal, their aim, is to have the Buddha's birthday, Wesak, recognized as a federal holiday. I don't know how that's going to go once they get to Washington. We don't know. But we have had Wesak recognition the last couple of years at the White House. Bishop Harada has been there. Some of our other leaders and other group leaders have been there as well, celebrating a special event. When I was just starting college, one of the professors, do you acknowledge Wesak? And I had never heard what Wesak, what is that? Right? It's not one of our holidays here in our Enmanji Temple. You don't know Wesak. Isn't that the most important Buddhist celebration? So later I learned it's not only his birthday, but his enlightenment and his death. All of these are recognized as Wesak. So yeah, we don't recognize that here. So I don't know. What is that? Right. A little bit embarrassed, sheepishly, supposed to be Buddhist. I didn't know anything about it. So they're saying the monks, the journey is both physical and spiritual. Teach forgiveness, healing, and mindfulness. So in talking with my fellow ministers, different things came up, and some of these I'll share with you. As Buddhists here in America, a lot of these protests and conflicts are very close to us. Things happen within our own circles here. It's not something that's far away. It's right here, too close. We've had 2 ministers, similar status with green cards, and they were called and detained separately, right? And one of them was allowed to stay. One of them was sent to Japan. He had to go back to Japan. And same conditions, same kind of green card. They're here serving as our ministers at different temples. And so kind of seemed like it depends who you meet, if they're having a good day or a bad day, not just following what they're supposed to follow, but if they feel good, maybe they'll let this person go, maybe they'll send this person away. We don't know, right? And so it's like flipping a coin or something. So for months and months, two ministers were kind of in limbo, wondering what's going to happen. Is it going to get cleared up or not? So the one that was sent back to Japan, she's waiting and waiting and waiting. And while she's there waiting, she met someone and she got married. And she's not coming back. So good for her, kind of change up that story, right? Yeah, so, but we don't know. And so as a lot of us here are Japanese American and Buddhist, and for those of us, I think we are a double minority, right? Ethnically and religiously. I remember being very young, single-digit age, and thinking about, knowing that I'm Buddhist, I'm Japanese. Things would be a lot easier if I were blonde and blue-eyed, So different kind of barriers. But we have ministers here who are here with green cards, and they're here. If they're stopped, even if they have traffic violations, they can be detained. Right? Talking to one, I have 2 violations, they could just hold me. And what does that do? We're not just individual, right? He has 3 boys, wife, they're all counting on him. What if he didn't come back home? So we don't know. Things are in disarray and concerning. He's scared. And this is the conditions that we live with. We have meetings, national meetings, district meetings, occasion, onodori, People came here just yesterday, right? Happy occasions, but people take pictures. Pictures are taken. People get, maybe they're identified. Who knows who's taking the pictures? Who knows who's sharing the pictures with who? We don't know. Right? And we look at the two groups marching in protest. People are holding up phones, putting their phone up into an ICE agent's face, taking their picture. And on the other side, they're taking a picture with the monk because they want this selfie with the monk in their picture. Right? So two very different images and ideas. At some of our temples, we have shortage of ministers, and they ask lay people to come in and speak, and they're concerned about that. At some places, when we have lay people coming in, who knows what they might say, right? Is it just the Dharma, or are they giving their impressions? Are they going to share their activist part of them? No, is that what we want to have happen at the temple? Do we want the Dharma? Some members say it shouldn't be political, right? And it should be open. The Dharma should be available to all people, all people. And so, we have this kind of different interpretations, and I don't want to be real activist, but if I say this, I'm right and they're stupid, so it's obvious, right? And we have this kind of, how do we gauge all of this, right? And I don't think in Buddhist churches of America, but like in Alameda, right across the street, we have a Japanese Christian church, reputation as an activist church, right? And so there's kind of a branding that they have this perspective. So people of this activist mentality, they talk about things that I agree with, that resonates with me. So they get more activist people at their church, but people who don't care for that. Right? So maybe I should find a different church, and they'll leave, right? And so, we do want to be careful. What do we want to have? Do we want this to be the Dharma, open and available for all beings? Or do I want to spew my perspective and gather people who think just like me, right? It's not easy. It's a very difficult path to walk. So, as we go through this, we look at this channel, we look at this channel, and we reflect, we weigh, we consider both things, both aspects, and it becomes difficult, right? It's very sensitive, nuanced. It kind of depends on who you're listening to, what you're listening to on that day. And it kind of depends, situation by situation. Hard to draw, just one broad line and stay on this side of it or that side of it. After the monks were walking and walking, they came to one gathering, rest up, and one of the person there said, after walking all day, he asks if everyone else is comfortable. Another person, this act by the venerable monks are so helpful in reminding me to be mindful that I choose today to be my peaceful day. Thank you. We're so fortunate to have the venerable monks walk across this country, sending their message of peace. May they be protected and nourished, just as they are nourishing us to envision a land of peace. There's something heart-wrenching happening in our country every day. This person traveled 4 hours just to meet the monks. I looked into their eyes and I saw peace. They're putting their bodies through such physical challenge, and yet they radiate calm. In the Lotus Sutra, they write about this bodhisattva that they call never disparaging. Bodhisattva, never disparaging. And he's an example of a Kalyana Mitra, good, humble friend. And his practice is to bow in gashyo to everyone he meets, bowing to all people without discrimination. And this was his practice. So when we say the Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo bows to Amida Butsu, Namo bows to Amida Buddha, but not only to Amida, but to all things great and small. We talk about this often, of these infinite causes and conditions all throughout the universe and beyond. This is Amida. All these things that touch our lives and allow us to live even today, every single moment. This is our gratitude practice, to say Namo Amida Butsu, is to recognize all these things, recognizing that we are a part of all these things. So through this Kalyana Mitra, through the Nembutsu, our good teachers, we become aware of our limitations and we become humble. We might think as we watch the news, this is not the America I want to be a part of. I'm ashamed of the violence and the arrogance reflected in the actions of people all around. At the same time, that is my mirror. They are me, hiding behind their ice mask. This is an ice mask. I'm hiding. Right? I am violent and arrogant, self-righteous, self-serving. Karmic conditions bring limitations to my awareness, my awakening, and yet compassion reaches out and touches me. Namo Amida Butsu comes to me. Say, remember, we're connected. Visible and invisible forces reach out to touch me and awaken my gratitude and my humility. We watch the monks. The quiet of peace can be very loud. I take in what I can. I do what I can. As I watch, try to learn what is their perspective. What are they saying? Try to learn as well as I can. And then I walk. I persevere. I assist my friends. I continue to walk. Please join me in Gashyo. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, for a most timely and thought-provoking message for us. Our closing gamba today will be Ondok-san 1 in the purple book on page 218.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you everyone for joining us today for our Shotsukihoyo service. This will conclude the service, and I would like to extend a couple of thank yous for Reverend Fujimoto for his officiating today's service and delivering the Dharma message, and also for bringing the concho to George Thao. And the setting up of today's Enmanji was Diane and Julian Leach in their February Toban with the flowers and the offerings of the Enmanji for the entire members of the February Toban group. The music is by Dr. Kent, and today videography was Ty. Nice to have you back, Ty. Before we do adjourn for light refreshments, we are going to have the installation of the Enmanji Buddhist Temple Buddhist Women's Association for the 2026-27 year. I will call those officers to the front if they will come to Oshoko and have the installation by Reverend Fujimoto. Your BWA board for this year and the 2027 Buddhist Women's Association: Claire Shimizu, President; Vice President and Auditor Carolyn Yamasaki; Treasurer Keiko Furusho; Recording Secretary Jan Rucklocker; Corresponding Secretary and Parliamentarian is Nancy Yoshioka, who is unable to be with us today. The Historian and Religious Chair, Sachi Shimizu, and the Sunshine Chair, Marie Top. There are also two advisors, Marian Ishizu, who is not with us today, and Timu Iwamoto.
Could you please turn towards the altar? Installation of officers. You have been selected by the Enmanji AWA to serve in leadership capacity for the upcoming term. As leaders, you are reminded to keep the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, in mind at all times. As long as you do so, the welfare of this group will be in very good hands. We elevate each of the three treasures above personal concerns and model this behavior for the benefit of our fellow temple members. Please repeat after me. I put my faith in Buddha.
I put my faith in Buddha.
I put my faith in Dharma.
I put my faith in Dharma.
I put my faith in Sangha.
I put my faith in Sangha.
Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Amida. Please turn. Congratulations. On the officer.
Are there any other further announcements for today?
Good afternoon. Today is going to be a rather long day. At approximately 3:30 today, during what would normally be the refreshment period, we're going to have our general meeting for the temple. So anybody who is interested is certainly invited to hear what the temple did during 2025. And if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, you can certainly voice them there. And then for the board members, our meeting takes place after the general meeting. So sorry about that. Next Saturday is when the Buddhist Church of America has their workshops for the National Council meeting. This year's National Council meeting will be in Washington State in 2 weeks, but next week there are lots of events that are going to be on YouTube, and if anybody is interested, I do have the information. And in the morning next Saturday, there is a session where at 11 o'clock Bishop Harada is going to be having a session called a town hall meeting on, quote, being a warm and welcoming Sangha, a key to growth. And there are various BCA people that are going to be speaking about that aspect. And then in the afternoon, there are multiple sessions that fall under 4 different tracks. The first track being supporting our ministers, the second track being Buddhist education and skills development, third one being financial capability, and the fourth one being our future. These are all sessions that are going to take place from 1 in the afternoon all the way to 4:25 in the afternoon. And as I mentioned, they are all available on YouTube or Zoom. I do have the link here if anybody is interested. And then the following weekend is when we have our National Council meeting up in Washington State. And I will be representing Enmanji at that meeting. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Larry Onam, and I'm going to be coordinating our Chow Mein fundraiser in March 29th, Sunday. The hours will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we'll have a food preparation day on Saturday, the 28th, starting early in the morning. So just wanted a friendly reminder that we will be needing some volunteers to help and support this event. So more information will be provided next month, and there's a flyer along with our newsletter this month. So thank you.
Are there any other announcements? If not, this will conclude today's Shotsukihoyo service. And please join us next door for light refreshments. And I noticed a couple of new faces in the Sangha today, so we can all get to meet you next door at the refreshments. Please join us.